I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes. Not behind you, you will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Excuse me. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when you see you try somebody's secret, when you like, you try secret. When you like, it's in public. What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try in secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing Ambroise. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me to tell in secret. The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
Do you know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
A very special day to you and I, being the 4th day of the new year. The 4th day of the new year. I welcome you specially to this live broadcast today, the 4th of January, Wednesday, 2023. A year that we have begun in earnest, and we have begun in right perspective, because Chukwukike have given us the template to what we should do and how we should carry on and what we have to actually follow. And I say thank you for joining wherever you are, wherever you're watching from. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and on the platform today, on the auspices of Biafra Global Network, I reach you and serve you as Biafra people and lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world. I want to appreciate you all, for it is very, very, very important that we carry on the mandate of speaking and mandate of acting towards our freedom. I want to let those enemies know, those people who have thought that because they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or because they actually plan to kidnap and also extraordinarily rendition him, they think that they have actually stopped the cause of Biafra. It is obvious to them now, it is clear in their eyes, that you have just awakened the dragon, you have just awakened the monster that you actually was breeding. And as much as we live, and Chukwukike have given us this assignment, we shall get at you, we shall meet you, and we shall take our freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it, and everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said is what we stand for. Everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said is what Mazi Simon Ekpa is enforcing as the interim leader, standing in the gap for our leader until he's out. And that is what we all following him are doing. And I want to assure the Nigeria state that you thought you held Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because you thought he was alone. You thought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was alone. You thought he had nobody because you were easily to bribe those people around him. And because you bribed those people around him, you felt that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not having anybody, because it was very easy for you to bribe those idiots who call themselves DOS members, who have been sacked by the people. They actually don't believe in freedom. They have just opportunists who actually saw an opportunity to steal from Biafrans, extort from Biafrans, different ways and different tactics of extorting from the people, using a Jofor as an instrument under the auspices or under the guise of legal services. And they have stolen from the people. But you thought he was alone because you were able to actually have a discussion with somebody like a Jofor who had made you believe that those around him are easy to buy. And so you felt that you could do something and attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and everything will die. But you just did it, and it's actually worked for you in a way that it will bring Biafra freedom very quickly. It's actually worked for you in a way that Biafra freedom have become real. It's actually worked for you, but you never knew that it was working better for us, because the concept of freedom and the conspicuous nature of our freedom became effectively and evident by the fact that you actually carried out that action. And that action you carried out will not only bring you down, it will take Nigeria to extinction. That name Nigerian will go into dissuetude, will go into oblivion, will disappear on the face of the earth. It will get away, it will be erased from the map of the world. We can assure you that everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said is true. So we can assure you that the taking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has actually proved to you that we are many. And so he wasn't making his decisions alone. He was actually making his decisions both spiritually and physically
with the backing of the Biafra people. And right now also, you see Mazi Simon Ekpa taking decisions. Some of you who are all over the place, like the one I'm going to show you his picture right now, who went writing that Igbo people in Finland are distancing themselves from Mazi Simon Ekpa. We are telling them that they have failed. We know there are opportunists who are looking for opportunity to get money from the Nigerian government. But we are telling them that if you think that anytime anybody shows up and begin to talk about Biafra and they are alone, then you are just stupid and foolish. Because we tell you that we are many. Jesus asked that man with demons and asked him, how many are you? And the man said, we are many, we are a legion. We are many, for we are many. Or Jesus asked him, what is your name? He said, Legion, for we are many. Anytime you see someone come out for a particular cause, just know, especially when it has to do with truth, just know that there are many. 70 million people are behind Mazi Simon Ekpa, standing on for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So indirectly and directly, 70 million people are behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as he steers the ship and have mandated Mazi Simon Ekpa to carry on until he's out. And I wanted to assure you, every one of you who think that you can sell the freedom of the people for your selfish ends, I want to tell you that your time has come. Your end has come. Let me show you the picture of this guy. His name is Obi Kele Bucheuchukwu. He's the one, they call him Obi West on Facebook. He is from Ogunka, in Orumba South local government area of Anambra State. He lives in Helsinki in Finland. He's the criminal that wrote saying that Igbos distance themselves from Mazi Simon Ekpa. We are going to expose them all, and Biafrans will continue to know these saboteurs, and so that when Biafra comes, we know how we're going to handle them by our laws. Because no saboteur, but just don't think that because you're a saboteur, when Biafra comes, we're going to just allow you to come and sit down and just relax. You're going to face the law. Our law have everything it takes to handle you and to deal with you. So just know if you are engaging in sabotaging, or you are anticipating to be a saboteur, or you are desiring to join the saboteurs league, we're telling you that it's not going to be easy for you, whether abroad or home. When Biafra comes, which will come in the next 60 days, you will definitely pay for it. You will definitely pay for it. You will definitely pay for it. You will definitely face the law, and you will definitely pay for it. So we assure you, wherever you are, all over the nations of the world, and you think you are a saboteur or desiring to be a saboteur, we are telling you it is not an easy project. It's a project that will take you, take your family, and put you in trouble with Biafra people. And we can assure you that wherever you are, just like this guy, we keep exposing them. The Kingsley Orji, he will soon be exposed. Every one of them who have actually made themselves instruments of killing our people, maiming our people, destroying our people. They will pay for it, I tell you. We promise you that. And we assure you that it is only in Nigeria that criminals can sue or think that they can take innocent people to court and claim to be innocent and claim and have the audacity to take innocent people to court. Only in Nigeria these kinds of things happen. Only in Nigeria you see someone who is just and someone who is true shivering because they are few people. But we'll tell you that you think we're few. But out of the midst of that place called Nigeria, we'll tell you that we have lots of us who are very resolute and very firm in seeking for our freedom. And the multitude is behind us. And that is why we have come. And that is why we are here. You can't arrest, you can't kidnap 70 million people. It's not possible. So if you think you are coming for 1, 2, 3, 4 people, there are still 70 million people that are coming for you. Nigerians should understand this. That is why we call them Nigerians, because they don't have their reasoning is low. But we're going to be talking critically on this today as we look into the issue of religion, because the backbone of religion, or the backbone of being a Nigerian, is religion. And religion has become a fundamental tool to killing, maiming, and enslaving. And that is why this issue of religion will be discussed. We started discussing it from Monday. Yesterday, I wasn't here. I'm sorry about that, just some issues. And today, we're going to continue that. And tomorrow, we're going to have our guest in the house, Prince Ezemi Hanacho. He's going to continue in that narrative also, in line with religion from his perspective. Now, I'm going to be making you understand some things basic here. Now, I want you to understand critically that if you think that you are a zoo instrument or a zoo or Nigeria contraption agent seeking to kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, seeking to maim people, seeking to attack people who are on the path of truth, if you think that you are 10, you are 20, you are 100, seeking to harm those who are on the path of truth, seeking to harm those who are seeking for their freedom, I want to tell you that as you seek to pursue 10, 20, 30 people, 70 million people are behind you also coming after you. You have to understand that. So that's where you're going. There's no way there. There's no path there. There's no road there. You are only embarking on a suicide mission, because the 70 million will catch up with you before you even reach the 20 people you are chasing. The 70 million people will catch up with you before you reach the 20 people you are chasing. I tell you, I can promise you that. I want to appreciate you all who are joining, who are sending their messages. You know, we don't want to start reading messages again, because we know everyone is seeing the messages. And so what we do, we acknowledge the people, you know, the names of the people sending messages, and at the same time also appreciate you for sending messages. So if when you have something to say, you can forward it, and then we can go on, because people have been saying that why waste time or spend time and when you can speak, you know, talking about and reading the messages that we are seeing. So I think I have to just identify the people who are sending the messages at the same time, and of course allowing our people to see the messages. And then when I see a message that warrants my attention to speak about, I can now look at it and display and then work on that and see how I can explain further if it's a question or if it's something that is disturbing that the people must know about. I want to thank you, Noelin Adiambo. You're the first person to send a message. I appreciate you for all the way from the Caribbeans. Ma Gloria Matthias, thank you for joining. I want to appreciate you, Diana. Thank you, Ogumbiade, my Oduduwa sister, for joining. I want to thank you for joining. Also, I want to thank Ula Uche. Thank you so much for joining. I want to thank you for your messages. Afro Emmanuel, thank you for your messages. Thank you for your message. And thank you, Ugochi Judith. Thank you for your message. Ise, and I say Ise to your prayer. Also, Emmanuel Afro have sent a message also. And of course, yes, after bribing the criminals led by Uchechi and Nigeria, MNK have nobody. Not knowing, yes, they think that they don't have it, that MNK have nobody, and they think, you know, it was easy for them to bribe because Ejiofor was actually standing on, there for them, in the gap, and they felt that they could, as long as they have bribed those people, it means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't have anybody. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have drawn people close to him, and these people are close to him, it simply means that these are the people he trusts, and these are the people that are available. So they thought that as soon as they have done that, they are able, they are very able to have stopped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from what he is doing and all of that, but not knowing that they actually were mistaken. That there were people in the dark, people sitting behind who are actually very, very, very strong and very, 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 very behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now they can understand the language that for them to have touched Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone means that they have unleashed the gates of hell, and that is what has come. I thank you so much, very much for that message. Emmanuel Afre, thank you. And Mozo Amaka says, please like and hit the button. Please, we appreciate you. We want you to do that. Please, as you're watching and coming on, please like this, send on all your social media platforms, and let the people begin to join in right now, because we're going to be going into critical discussion. Very, very critical discussion. Today, we're going to be looking at critical issues. Now, we're going to be looking at religion, but first, we're going to be looking at critical issues. Very, very critical issues. But before we look at those critical issues, I would want to play one video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of him expressing his heart. You know, I think that is one of the video they saw, and they thought that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alone, you know. And when they heard that video, when he was saying he needs only 100 men, they thought he was just alone. You see how the enemies calculate wrongly. But Chukwokike knows how to use the words of his servants to draw the enemy into the trap. And now they have come into the trap. They have actually trapped themselves by holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. And the wrong people like Ahithophel, his message going, his advice going wrong, you know, in the hands of the enemies. When he gave he gave Absalom the wrong, an advice which Absalom couldn't take. Now the wrong people who are advising them and having and making bringing foolish advice to the zoo is that they should still keep him. That when they keep him, they will now begin to use Ejiofor to begin to tell the people wrong messages, give the people wrong messages, and all of those details. And then so that the people will now believe the narrative. Now, if you have a true message coming from someone and you are telling us the person is saying this and that, and the person is in your custody, why don't you allow the person come out? Since you believe that the word is coming from the person, why not you allow the person come out to tell us the same thing by himself? Why keep him somewhere, keep him jailed, and then you come to tell us that he is saying this to us, saying something that favors you? Doesn't that prove that you are stupid and foolish? It's foolish because you have actually displayed your stupidity by keeping someone whom we should have access to, and we know he's with you, and you're coming to tell us that he says this, and you are refusing him to come and tell us what you are telling us he's saying. If he is actually supporting you and wants us to stop the sit at home or stop anything that has to do with our freedom, when he himself has said strongly that even if it is with machete and all of that, we are ready to go, that he's tired of broadcasting and that we are ready to march. If he has said such kinds of things, how come you are now telling us that he has changed his mind? And if he has changed his mind, why not bring him out to tell us that he has changed his mind and all of that? Nigeria Bello. I see your name, Mr. Man. Stop this sabotaging Igbo race with all. You are a Nigerian, so what would you have to say? And if Frog has come here, he calls himself Nigeria Bello. You see, he said I'm sabotaging Nigeria. Who is sabotaging Igbo race? Do you know anything about Igbo race? You just come here and post any rubbish and you want to talk. What is wrong with you? We don't give attention to people like you. And Bello, go and meet the Fulanis right there and go and take care of those cows. Go and take care of those cows. Get out of this place. Go and take care of those cows that the Fulani Caliphate gave you to take care of. Don't come here and post rubbish. What do you know about Igbo race, Bello? You better get out of this place and go and take care of your cows. You eat frog. Coming here to come and tell me about Igbo race. Look at an idiot telling me about myself. Look at him. So please don't mind him. Don't nobody should mind him. Just ignore the fool. He's an e-frog. So let him stay here and listen to what I'm saying, because I know they will send their agents. So please, nobody. Now I'm going to play the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I'm going to tell you what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Now I want you to listen carefully to every detail here of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every detail, everything he said. He expressed his frustration that made Nigeria think he's alone, and they took him, thinking that when they take him, everybody will be quiet, because they felt nobody was coming out. They felt if he's asking for 100 men, it simply means nobody actually was with him, because the people with him have actually been bought over, and then so they felt that it was actually those ones he trusted that are with him. The only people who are with him are the people he has. And so they felt that since they have been able to pay these ones and settle them and get them into the plan to discuss about kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they felt that, oh, it is an easy game. They never knew that we are out here for great work. We are out here for great work. Now listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said, even if it's just machete, we are ready to go out to take. He said, take. That means we're not going to beg them to give us, just like people are around begging them for referendum. Now, I'm going to tell you people some stuff that would shock you today. Maybe it won't shock you anyways, but basically to prove to you that you can never have referendum with Nigeria, and the time for referendum is gone. Now, remember, we're talking about religion here. We're still going to go to that topic. We're still going to talk about. I'm just giving you some introduction. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to show you some stuff that proves to you that referendum is not possible at all in the context of Nigeria. neither can restructuring be possible. Because the restructuring had already begun a long time ago, and that is why you see the document for that restructuring is the Abuja Declaration. That had already, they didn't restructure, this restructuring plan was not with the so-called Nigerians. It was with other Arab nations. It was with other Arab nations, both in Africa and outside Africa. And so they sat down together to design and brought out a template called the Abuja Declaration. It was held in Abuja for a purpose, because Nigeria is seen as the central point of reference for Islamic control in Africa. And they have already concluded that the Fulanis will inhabit Nigeria, and that will be the main point or the central location of the Fulanis, based on the fact that Nigeria has the so-called name Nigeria, where the location they call Nigeria is having all the resources that is needed for restoration. So now let's listen to this very, very, very well. Let's listen to this very, very well. Because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about this, thank you so much, Lolo the lady, you actually hit it. When he was talking about 100 men, they thought he was alone. I wish I can preach this alone today, but there are so many things to talk about because I want to go straight to this religion. But I think I'm going to take it step by step. I don't need to rush it. They thought he was alone, so they quickly picked him. They thought he was alone because they were able to use Ejiofor to talk to the other ones around him and reach an agreement of betrayal and sabotage and criminality. So what they did was this. Ejiofor started having so-called security meetings behind the back of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, without the knowledge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Security meeting, which if they want to talk about security, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be the first person. But the meeting was held behind him. So ask yourself, what kind of security meeting will you discuss that you will discuss with Ejiofor and leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of it? And what kind of security meeting will Ejiofor go for and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now kidnapped and he's now coming to tell everybody to calm down? Doesn't that tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the target? Let's not go there. Now listen to this video.
Because what I am saying, Honorable Manyamini, our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko, since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I am tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom, and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which I owe to the living. That is why Biafra will stand, and Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And we march. The rest can come later on. I no longer give a damn. The disgrace and the insult is too much. We must go and meet our enemies even if we have only machete and hoes. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and die with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. We must assemble as quickly as possible.
I guess you heard the last word there. He said, we must assemble as quickly as possible. We must go and meet our enemies, even if what we have is machete and all of that. We must assemble as quickly as possible. That is evident of what Mazi Nambekano has in heart. And that is obvious of what Mazi Samanepa is doing. And that is why we are all here. And of course, Emmanuel operations, I believe Nigeria is now regretting. We don't care whether they regret. It's their business. That is what they have to do to push this mandate forward. Because they needed to do this to open up the enemies that we have. They thought Mazi Nambekano asking for 100 men was weakness, was a sign of loneliness, was a sign of isolation, was a sign that he is alone. You see, Hausas are not smart. Sorry, I'm not saying Hausas, sorry, Fulanis. They are not smart. And anytime people are on the path of lies, they also behave foolishly. That is why Britain can never be smart when it comes to the issue of Nigeria. They can never be smart because they will keep exposing themselves. Whatever they do, Britain will expose themselves. Whether they advise Fulani, they will still give them foolish advice. The advice will become foolishness. They will implement it in a foolish way. Everything they do will be foolish. You know why? Because they are not operating in truth. It is a fundamental law. When you operate in lies, you must be exposed. That is fact. You can never, you cannot hide it. You will be exposed along the line because you will come to a point where you will not be able to put 1, 2 together. And you must just tell something that will easily expose what you have said initially. So that is the concept here. You know, yes, thank you so much, Mr. Dazazayo. He said, oh, the men you asked for are here, ready and waiting. And yes, that is what he said it is. And we have 60 days to go for this. 60 days to go for this, and these actions we are going to carry out massively and effectively, and nobody can stop us. They thought Mazi Nambekano was alone. You can imagine how stupid they were. You can imagine how petty they were. You can imagine how God has used the foolish things of the world to confront the wise. You can imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually speaking from the Spirit of God, or led by the Spirit of God, to make them think that he is weak. Remember the story also in Scripture when God was telling, and the people, when he made the people think that Israel was actually vulnerable, and then suddenly somebody like somebody from that vulnerability, somebody like Goliath will come and say what he wants to say and curse God and do all he could do, and only a stone brought Goliath down. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said here, just machete, even if it is machete, we need to go and meet our enemies, and we need to gather now. So who will now tell us that what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing now is not in line with what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants? When, as at that time he made this broadcast, he was already saying that we need to gather now, and the gathering must take as soon as possible. What does as soon as possible mean? What is the meaning of as soon as possible in the dictionary of these saboteurs? What is the meaning of as soon as possible in the language of Nigeria? Because Nigeria, either you are a Nigerian or you are an intellectual. These are two facts. You can't just stay away from them. You are either a Nigerian when it comes to West Africa and our freedom here now. You're either a Nigerian or an intellectual. And all over the nations of the world too, because every nation in the world, they actually have it. It's only Nigeria that has a very terrible and sham operation globally. It is only Nigeria that we are seeing this level of criminality that is going on. That's why it is only in Nigeria that you see that the guilty or the criminal goes to sue the one who is innocent. Somebody like a Geopolitical would go and sue, and he can only sue in Nigeria, because that is where criminals are preserved, conserved, pampered, and supported to defeat the truth, to defeat those who are on the path of truth, to defeat those who are innocent, to defeat people who are standing on that path of truth. It is only in Nigeria that obvious criminality is displayed, and nobody dare talk about it. Even the people, so-called citizens, will tell you. There was something I saw on Twitter. The guy was saying, this man, you're just talking. He was responding to Mazi Simon Ekpa on tweet. He said, you're just talking. When Nigeria will remember you, they'll come and pick you. You can imagine how stupid a Nigerian is. So they have endorsed that stupidity. They have endorsed criminality. It is now part of Nigeria behavior. When you stand for the truth, when you ask for your freedom, Nigeria will come for you, and it's pride. It's a proud thing. It is something to boast about to them. It is something to be happy about. It is something to brag about. When you do it, Nigeria will come for you. So they are all now brainwashed to believe in criminality and operate in the dictates of criminality. That's what it means. So the guy bragged it, and he actually said it. Yes, yes, what you said. Oh, wow, I like this, of course. When in Nigeria, where elephant flies, you see an elephant has wings and can fly. It is in Nigeria. It is in Nigeria that you have everything that is red defended in their courts to be white. It is in Nigeria. So you can imagine the level of hypocrisy and evil. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we are marching. And yet, Muhammad Abbas and co, Ejiofor, is saying, no, don't march. Stay calm, stay safe, stay well, stay calm, don't say anything. We are taking it in the courts, and in the court of the criminals. In fact, you are right, my brother Afro Emmanuel. In fact, any Nigerian who claims to be an intellectual should be arrested. You know why? Because you know that they actually are defending evil. And they call evil defense of evil. They call it truth. They call it the law. They call it part of their system. They call it the justification, and they call it the truth. So anybody who is defending Nigeria, or who claims to be an intellectual, watch what he's defending. He's defending criminality. He's defending lies. So that alone proves this fact, which Emmanuel Afre is talking about here, they have to be arrested because there's something inside there that has to be talked about. Now I'm going to bring a picture of a particular man to you. Remember, we're talking about religion today. But before we go deep into the facts of religion, I'm going to be bringing a video, a particular audio, a picture here before I go into other videos, because there are videos I'm going to play that will shock you. Remember, I told you I'm going to be talking about Iginla, Joshua Iginla, who calls himself a prophet. I'm going to prove to you guys today, sometimes when all this while I've been seeing that video where it's a dialogue now, and I have never played it one day. I've never talked about it one day. I just know that time will come when he will be exposed by himself, because these are all Nigerian religious criminals who are looking for opportunity to secure their interest. Now, let me show you this particular thing. But before I show you, let me show you this, this particular stuff from Mazi Simon Ekpa. He said, we have reliably confirmed, we can reliably confirm that many governors from the northern Nigeria are members of Boko Haram. Of course, governors currently funding Boko Haram and Fulanization of Nigeria are Zamfara State Governor, Kebbi State Governor, Sokoto State Governor, Katsina State Governor, and Kaduna State Governor. Of course, these are some of them, on the governor's basis. Now, he's talking about the governor's basis. That doesn't mean that there are no more of them. There are many of them, including, of course, Mieti Yala and all of that. So now this is obvious, confirmed that those ones who call themselves governors are the ones funding. They are the ones pushing after using these Fulanis to humiliate their people and cause their people to live in fear. They are now trying to push them into Biafra land through Benue and all of that. And I said we also can confirm that many senators, including the Senate president, are part of them. These are the people that so-called one Nigerianists want us to. They are the ones who make the laws for you. They are the ones who actually tell you. And I'll show you, of course, here one of the laws they have made concerning the issue of talking about in their own way of restructuring. You see, people don't understand this. When you talk about Ruga, which means my land, I think somebody told us the other time that Ruga means my land. Ruga is a restructuring program. It simply means that they are going to take part of your land. It is part of the Abuja Declaration restructuring concern or design template. People should understand that there is no restructuring other than Fulani's designed template for restructuring. Whatever you think you are expecting, the more you talk about any other kind of restructuring, the more they push their narrative, because in the House of Assembly, they already have their men, both in the representatives and the Senate. They are already out. They already outnumber you. In most of the states in the Middle Belt, it is a Fulani man that's the governor. So definitely, and they are the ones controlling the houses there. So definitely, they will always put their men in the House of Representatives or in the National Assembly. And these are the ones who must make decisions. No matter how beautiful your idea is, if these ones don't vote, when the vote comes, if you like, let all the people from the south and from the west vote together. It is still the north that will take it because they have the largest number. And of course, you know that in Oduduwa land, they have actually gotten people like Bajamiela, who is a Muslim also and supporting their programs. And also, of course, he must go according to what Islam wants. So people like Tinubu and Co, who have their boys, they send there, and their people they send there, who must support what the Fulani is doing, because what the Fulanis are doing is in line with Sharia and Islamic rule and control, using as a tool for Fulanization. And the Sultan of Sokoto is the head of the Fulanis, at the same time the head of all Muslims, including Tinubu. So when you are talking about restructuring, definitely it's not possible. Now, rather than talk about restructuring and all of that, you know that they are talking about waterway bill and all of that being about to be passed or being passed right now. And one man who is a Biafran was complaining. I'm going to show you his name. You can see him. He's a Biafran, of course, but you can imagine he calls himself a lawyer. I say I don't like calling the names of these people and all of that. I don't like saying their names because it doesn't make sense, giving them publicity anyways. But there are some people that we must specifically point out and all of that. So let me read forward. Let me read on this matter. We also can confirm that many senators, including Senate President, are part of them. This is the highest intel so far. We'll continue to intensify our fight and quest for freedom by the day, so that the Fulanization agenda, or turning us into Islamic State, will always fail. And that is what it will be. It will always fail. Now, let me show you something now on this man. Most of you know this man, especially on Twitter. And of course, most of you know him, when it comes to court, he now puts on traditional attire or rubs, use white chalk or whatever they use, rubbing one of the eyes like a traditional person, because he believes that if other people, if somebody like Gumi or so are coming, and talking about their own stuff, then he should come like his own person. Now, look at what he's saying. Why legislate on the mining of water in the South and neglect to legislate on the mining of gold and other mineral resources in the North for the benefit of all Nigerians? Now, you see, he used the word Nigerians, which means for the benefit of all fools. That's what it means, because Nigerians are fools. They don't reason. If there's a difference between a Nigerian and an intellectual. So factually and evidently here now, we know he's talking to Nigerians, and which of course he is part of them, even if he's a born Biafran. So that spirit of Biafra in him is making him speak, but he's going to only speak in fertility, because he's going to speak to embrace, to still embrace stupidity. That is what happens. So when you find somebody who is supposed to be intelligent and stand for the truth, as soon as they deviate, that their intelligence and everything begin to use it, the other way around. That means they become extremely foolish. Now, here is a man who calls himself a lawyer. Look at what he's posting on Twitter, asking the legislatures full of Fulanese who are talking of Ruga. He knows about Ruga. He knows that Ruga also entails the issue of mining and going for the waters of Biafra, the water areas of Biafra, and all of that. He knows about all of these details, that the Ruga was part of this program is part of Ruga, and they now started bringing these programs one after the other, take it one after the other, to legislate on them and bring them to, and pass on them, so that, because they know that the whole, people were clamoring and talking against the whole of that stuff, the whole of the name Ruga. So they start bringing out from that Ruga program, they start bringing out the items one after the other and begin to project them one after the other. And of course, ratify them one after the other. Now he's complaining on each of these details that they are bringing out from the Ruga program. But he was part of those who saw the Ruga program come. He's not identifying that this program he's talking about is part of the Ruga program. But yet he is here asking, why are they doing this without, why didn't they talk about the mining of gold and other mineral resources in the North to benefit everybody, since they are taking oil and they're taking water now from Biafra land, taking gas from Biafra land to be everybody's property. Now, why are they not talking about, is it now he knew that gold was being mined? Is it now that he knew that other mineral resources were being mined from the North? No, it is not now. He knew this all the while. But because of his stupidity, he's only trying to, he just wants people to believe, since he has been talking against Mazi Simon Ekpa and nobody's giving him attention, and he has been talking about Biafra and castigating Biafra, he wants to look like he's now fighting for the people to make things good and to make things work. And so the people must join him to begin to ask this kind of stupid questions that make no sense, that people have been talking about even before 1960. So he wants to make us feel that now, okay, you cannot judge me because I'm also talking for you as a Nigerian, so that you can get what is yours. So to make it balance, he has to come all out. All this while, look at him, an elderly man. All the while he has been doing all this stuff and being in the House of Assembly and doing all the politicking that he has been doing in his locality and his vicinity. He has not come all out to talk about what the people are going through. Now that he has seen that the mandate for freedom has gotten so high to the point of the sit at home. Observe it, from the point of the sit at home, he started coming very strongly now on media. You know why? He wants the people to be distracted, to be looking at this fact. Yes, our people are now talking. Yes, the people in the assembly, National Assembly, are now talking. So they are now talking for us. So let's leave Biafra so we can still make Nigeria work. Now I want to ask this critical question. Why would you want to continue to stay with people who want to kill you than to decide to be free, so that you don't have that situation again of them coming to kill you? He said, say no to the water resource bill. It is satanic. and an act of banditry by the northern oligarchy. Oh, so he understands that the northern oligarchy are bandits, which makes the action banditry, a banditry act. For you to get involved in carrying out banditry, it simply means that you are actually, guilty of being a bandit, because you have actually put yourself intentionally to carry out the act of banditry that makes you a bandit. So he recognizes that these people are bandits, yet he's telling you as a Biafran, knowing the kind of mindset you have, the mindset of freedom, the mindset of sovereignty, the mindset of success, the industrious mindset, the mindset of progress, the mindset of live and let live. He's telling you now to stay with a bandit who believes in live and let die. Now, what else can categorize or can characterize the stupidity of an average person who is supposed to be a Biafran? Or what else can you prove, or how else can you prove the reason of a Nigerian? How else can you prove the reason of a Nigerian? A Nigerian is simply someone who obviously, in his eyes, the truth is revealed to him, but yet cannot process the information on how to resolve that evil proved and shown to him by truth, how to resolve it in a way that is permanent. He will keep chasing the temporal solution, which does not actually solve anything. Water resource bill is part of the Ruga program. Every reasonable person knows that. So why is he talking about this when he should have talked about going away from these people who have the tendency of always bringing things you must fight against? Why must you embrace, as a lawyer who is reasonable, if you are reasonable at all? Because in Nigeria, you're not reasonable. But I want to make him reason, because we want to awaken the mental faculty that has gone into comatose. So we have to do this. As a lawyer, as a lawyer, you advise on legal matters, right? Now, legally, you have people who are terrorists and bandits, as you have said, and who are ready to kill you. That means they believe in live and let die. And now you have something also that is legal called referendum. And that referendum means that you are going to believe in live and let live, which means you are going to be on your own to be able to be secure from those who believe in live and let die from coming to kill you. That means you, through referendum, you can get yourself to do better economically, stabilize yourself socially, and get better and live a better life, even politically and all of that, by using the instrument of referendum to vote, which is also a process of voting too. So if you want to conduct voting, why not go for voting that will help you decide your fate as a sovereign person, or give you the true mandate to decide what you want? Why choose to go for an election or vote in a very illegal system that would approve of these same people who will be bringing bills to the House of Assembly, where you will be fighting and fighting and fighting? Is it because as a lawyer, you only make money from issues and crises? So you want to have a contraption that will continue to exist, so that there will be always issues, there will be killings, there will be troubles, there will be stealing, so that they will be contracting you to come and defend them in court. You see that our lawyers, those ones who call themselves lawyers in the zoo, Nigeria, actually look at their pockets rather than looking at the people. So they want Nigeria to exist and to continue because they believe that when an evil entity continues, there will always be issues legally. And that is where they make their monies. That is where they make their monies. Now look at what he sent. The same man, look at what he sent to the Obi of Onitsha. He said, this is to put the Obi of Onitsha on notice that the water resource bill is about to be passed into law by the National Assembly. And look at lamentation. I don't understand how Nigerians reason. I don't understand. He's lamenting, coming on social media to make us feel good. Yes, he's talking. Yes, our people are now talking. Putting the Obi of Onitsha on notice. How foolish. Why did he come to social media to make us? Why did he put it on social media? Why didn't he go to he's I don't know whether he's a senator or whatever, whether he's a member of honorable member of the House, so-called honorable member of the House of Representatives, or a senator. I think honorable, he's in quote honorable member of the House of Representatives. I think that's what he is. Now he has access. I think he's from that region too. If he's from Imo State, I think he's from Imo State also. At least he's from Biafra. He's from one of the territories in Biafra land. He has by his position, he could actually access the Obi of Onitsha. Now ask yourself, why did he come to social media to make you feel good? Why did he come to post it on social media? You know why? Because he wants to make you feel good and to make you believe that he's working as a senator or as a member of House of Representatives. So vote me next time. We are working. We are speaking out now. So we approve of votes. Come out and vote, because we are speaking now. We are speaking. So we are speaking now as Nigerians, and we want to secure the nation, the so-called nation, as Nigerians. So we are speaking. So he wants to make you feel like they're working. All this why, before the 5 days sit at home, they were all silent. Biafrans were being butchered. Mazinam they can't have been in custody. Someone whom, as a lawyer, the law says he is innocent. He cannot be tried. As a lawyer, he's here telling you that you shouldn't fight for your freedom, but you should come and follow him in arguing and believing and telling the people to stop this bill and stop that bill and stop that bill, while fighting for your freedom will give you total stop to this unnecessary argument. When the world is going to going to space, the world is building craft to go to space. The world is even thinking of having people to go and live in space and to live in Mars and all of that. Somebody is here. We are still talking about water resource bill. We're still talking about Ruga. We're still talking about cattle path, or whatever they call it. He says this is to put the Obi of Onitsha on notice on social media. The courts are there. He's coming on social media to tell us this, that the water resource bill is about to be passed. Of course, he knows that the court he's in cannot do anything about it. But if he believes in true Nigeria, the courts are there. But yet he cannot go there. He's coming on social media to tell us that he's putting on the Obi of Onitsha, on notice that the water resource bill is about to be passed into law by the National Assembly, and that the River Niger, which is the history, heritage, and economy of his people, is about to be taken over by the federal government of Nigeria. Now he's now talking about history, economy of his people, heritage of his people. Now, fighting for Biafra, what does it represent? Let's ask these foolish elders. Let's ask them questions. What does fighting for Biafra represent? What does fighting for Biafra? It represents securing your heritage, your history, and your economy, even your political power. And this time around, it is not just to secure it by holding only to water, but securing it in totality, politically, socially, mentally, psychologically. In all ways, he is talking about securing history, heritage, only by stopping a bill for River Niger. Only by stopping the bill for see how daft a Nigerian is. How daft a Nigerian is. Can you see how daft these so-called people who say they are lawyers, they are they are academicians, and they give themselves titles, PhD, CON, the Nigeria state, the Nigeria contraption, not state anyways, gives them title, GGNN, whatever they, OON or something, just giving themselves title. Do you see how the reason? He's talking about heritage, he's talking about history, he's talking about economy. Only by stopping water bill, whereas the history of the people is being threatened by incessant attack of Fulani and the government, infested Boko Haram personalities or persons. The heritage of the people being destroyed every day, being attacked every day, and the economy of the people. You saw the other time at Newi, the burning of shops, houses, properties of people. This is the major threat to history, heritage, and economy, as he pointed out. But yet he is talking about water bill under Nigeria, only water bill that has to do with only River Niger. Whereas the main threats to heritage and all of these are in keeping or remaining in that contraption called Nigeria. So which is easier and which is more profitable, to ask for referendum that will help you secure the totality of your heritage, the totality of your history, the totality of your economy, even the totality of your social life, and the life of your people that is threatened daily by the attacks of the Fulanis? Which is easier and better as someone who is reasonable to talk about? Is it not to talk about referendum that will secure this than an election which will keep these things continuing, because the one who is going to come there or the people who are going to come there are still these same people who will still uphold this concept of taking your heritage little by little. So he's pursuing heritage, history, and economy only by securing and making sure, fighting the bill for water, so that it will seem that they are busy and they are working. So as the Fulanis bring it one after the other, they come and attack it and get you confused and get you jumping, and then you say the next person who is coming for election, who is going to be voted, will correct it. The next, how will Peter Obi, for instance, you are saying Peter Obi, especially for those, why we call Peter Obi is because he comes from Biafra land. How will Peter Obi stop this kind of bills? How will he stop them? Because in the National Assembly, the Fulanis are more than the people from Biafra land or from Oduduwa. So anytime a bill comes in, Fulanis don't betray each other or one another. They don't. But our people betray one another. Some of our people, anytime a bill comes, do you know that this water resource bill now that you are talking about, some of our people, which the Fulani have given money, are voting for it. They're voting for it to be upheld. Do you know that? You think it's only the Fulanis that? No. Some of our people, the saboteurs that they have arranged, that they gave mandate in the senatorial districts and of course in the in the areas, in the communities, constituencies. Some of them are part of those sponsoring it. But in Biafra, you will have a system where there will be no external influence, and the constitution will help you do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, it will condemn you instantly. Because what is in the constitution of Biafra? Anything that has to do with corruption is arrested in the constitution without any clause giving you a leverage. So for someone who is reasonable, I'm talking to this man now, what is more profitable? What is highly carried? What is the priority? Is it not to go for a referendum that helps you subdue all the bills that will go against your heritage, your economy, and your history, rather than sustaining a system that will only make you fight for your heritage, your history, and your economy one at a time? And as you are fighting it one at a time, they are invading your land and taking over. Whereas referendum will solve it once and for all. This is where we know Emmanuel says, not live and let's die. No, I think you live and let die. That means I live and I let you die. That's what it means. You understand it? So in the context of the argument here, or in the context of the statement here, it is, if you say die and let's live, no, it should be live and let's die. Let's die, not let's die. Let's die. No, let, L-E-T, live and let's die. That means let that one die and let me live. That's what it means. So get it right there, my brother. Get it right there. It's not let's die. No, let's die. So how do, sometimes you wonder at the stupidity of people. How do you make a decision? How come these people, where did they go to school? That is why on the 1st of January, I renounced everything that has to do with my certificate, everything that has to do with my document. Any document I got from Nigeria, I will never use it anywhere in this world again. I prefer to any document I feel. They say, have you gone to primary school? I say no. Have you gone to secondary school? I say no. Have you gone to university? I say no. At this age, yes. Because any document that stands for Nigeria, that's my name, I got in Nigeria, I have renounced them. I will never use them anywhere in the world. I will never, birth certificate, whatever you call it, whatever document, any professional document, any title, including my pastoral title, the one I was given in the year 2000 when I was ordained a pastor, the first ordination, and the second one I have in another church. You know, this church, everywhere you go, they want to reordain you to prove that you are they are your father in the Lord. The one I had in 2009 in another ministry in a better area in Lagos ordained me again the second time when I came into their own ministry. I went through the school, went through the program. I renounced everything. So that is why you see my name. I don't put pastor. So I don't even need title, in spite, even if it's not a matter of Nigeria. Because pastoring is the act of shepherding the people. What I'm doing now, I don't need to tell you I'm a pastor to know I'm a pastor, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the people to be free and to be safe. So it is called pastoring. That is what pastoring is about. It is not about structure somewhere and you sit down somewhere and tell them to bring tithe and offering and tell them to bring their monies and then collect their resources and then keep talking things and saying things that will make them feel good and high and keep making them believe that this year they have to expect miracles without working for it and calling for 31 days fasting or 21 days fasting every January. That is not pastoring. Pastoring, according to Bible standard, is to make sure that the people defend themselves, to make sure that the people seek for the freedom and speak against authority on behalf of the people, especially when the authority. What do you think made the Roman Revolution and what caused the Roman empire to fall? It is still the Jews that fought against it, and then the thing spread so wide, and the Roman Empire was destroyed. But by then, you know what the Romans did to the Jews? When they saw that the Jews were increasing and Christianity was spreading, and in spite of that and all of that, they destroyed Jerusalem, destroyed the temple, burnt the temple. That's what religion does. Religion will destroy you when they see that your eyes is open. So now that the pastors are not talking, is because your eyes is not open. So they keep feeding you, and what they could keep doing is they'll keep saying it the way you will hear it to keeping your heart. Oh my God. To keeping your heart in that minuscule way of reasoning. They will keep your mental faculty in comatose, because that is what it takes to be a Nigerian. So what the religious people do, or the religious pastors do, is that they keep you in permanent comatose. Your mental faculty, they keep it in permanent comatose because they need it to be there for you to sustain Nigeria. It is only when your mental faculty becomes woken up by what we are saying now that you will begin to think about Nigeria and begin to think about freedom and think about, that is when you are now an intellectual. Because it is only when you are an intellectual that you can now think of freedom and things being done right. That is why they can never allow you to be. They will keep organizing all these programs. You see them organizing all these ministries. What is it done for? It is to keep you believing what they have told you. They don't give space. Check their programs every week. Monday, Sunday is you must come for service. Some of them evening service, and they'll collect your money. Monday they have another program for a particular people. Tuesday they have another prayer meeting or Bible meeting. Wednesday, they have prayer meeting or Bible meeting. Thursday, they gather the youths or something, and all of that. Friday, they tell you the vigil and all of that. You have to come. And Saturday, you come for choir rehearsals. Something, somehow they are engaging you every day of the week. And then they now open WhatsApp platforms. They now open Twitter platforms. They begin to, every Sunday evening or Monday morning, they send you one particular prayer and send you a guide on how you're going to think and give you a quotation. You cannot study on your own now. They are the ones who are going to arrange it. They're going to tell you, pray this for this week, do this for this week. They are programming you for a comatose in your mental faculty so that you keep operating in what they tell you to do and forget to fight for freedom and forget that you are under a contraption where they are making you feel good. How can you sing the Lord's song in a strange land? That is very critical. You can't sing the Lord's song in a strange land. So all this feeling good this year, God is going to do this and all of that. My brother, my sister, this year, the first thing you need is your freedom. And I'm going to play that. Now that will take me to the issue of Iginla, but Iginla, Joshua Iginla, the pastor who had been talking about dialogue now, and dialogue now. And then suddenly he comes up and says, God have shown me something. I'm seeing it clearly now. Are you saying that what God showed you initially, he didn't actually he actually didn't give you the meaning, and you came all out and began to talk and speak without the same person you said revealed to you, telling you when to speak and not to speak? And then suddenly you are now coming to tell us now that he has now shown you clearly. So he made you come to give us error, tell us about the errors, and prophesy an error. And then he now tells you that, oh, that one you said initially is wrong. Now you can see clearly. This is the clear thing, what I meant. We're not fools. Now I'm going to show you another picture, because this today we're going to be looking at, because we don't have more time anyways. We don't have more time. Now look at this man, Antonio Guterres. Now that is why you see Nigerians will not be able to reason. I want you to understand their mental, the way they reason and all of that. I have told you here before of the design and the concept of the United Nations working in tandem with the Nigeria contraption. They have already used the religious leaders to put the Nigerians in comatose mentally. That means in the level of their reasoning, they are disabled. When you disable, something, when you disable maybe or dismantle, let me use the word dismantle. When you take a phone and dismantle it, or you take maybe something, maybe electronic, or any electronic device you have, maybe your phone, your radio set in the house, your fridge, your television, and all of that. You just dismantle. That means you set everything apart. You keep the screen here. You keep everything apart. It cannot work again. It cannot serve the purpose why it was created for, unless you now bring back the whole thing, connect them the way they used to be, make sure that nothing was destroyed when you were dismantling, and know how to put them together again in the correct form. Then it will now serve the purpose why it was originally created for, or designed for, or original design, not designed for, originally designed. The same way also, a Nigerian is like someone who have been dismantled. Their mental, their soul, the wheel, the part of the wheel is kept here. The part of the reasoning is kept here, somewhere else. The part of feeling is kept somewhere else. So these three parts are kept, so they can't come together to actually form a constructive force to help the reasoning faculty process information rightly. So whatever comes in rests on the part of the emotion, that means the part of the feeling, and also falls on the part of the wheel. Then on the part of the reasoning, it falls there, but because that part cannot function very well unless these ones are together with it. So the emotion processes the information the way it feels. The will carries it out the way it actually can, based on the feeling. And the reasoning faculty, which is in comatose, which actually cannot function on its own, cannot do anything about it. Look at Guterres saying here, the world faces unprecedented and interlocking challenges to human rights. This is the man that says that in Biafra, who came to the Nigeria contraption about 3 months, that is about 5 months after Deborah had been killed and stoned. He came to that contraption and he said that those who killed Deborah and those who have been killing people, those who kidnapped the Chibok girls, those who kidnapped the other girls from other places, whatever places, and all those names, those who came to cut the necks of people, killing people in Kaduna, killing people in Zamfara, killing people in Plateau, killing people in Benue, coming to Biafra land in Ahimufu, killing people, and still killing people, that every one of those people should be reintegrated into the society so that they will continue the narrative of what they are known for, knowing the mental disposition of these people. He's the one here now talking about human rights. He said, this year we mark the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, an opportunity for action. 75th anniversary, this was about 4 days ago or so. 75th anniversary. And he now says, we will continue to work every day, everywhere. Now listen, every day, everywhere, every day and everywhere, to uphold and promote human rights for all. Now, my question is this. What does he mean by working every day and everywhere to uphold human rights? And what does human rights mean in the context of application everywhere? I want people to follow me here, because, you know, we are intellectuals. We're not ashamed to say it, because even these people who are Nigerians are not ashamed to be Nigerians. So intellectuals should not be ashamed to say or display their intellectuality or intellectualism. You should be able to. Am I correct? So let's reason now. If he says they are ready for over 75 years now, or about 75 years now, they have been promoting the Declaration of Human Rights was established and all of that, and ratified and all of that by United Nations. If that is the case, then what is the definition of human rights in the context of application everywhere? Because if you say you are ready and you are doing everything to make sure you apply it everywhere and every day and everywhere, does it mean that when you came to Nigeria and went to the north, to Borno or wherever you went, or Sokoto, where you went, that when you were saying that terrorists should be reintegrated into the system, you actually were talking about human rights being executed everywhere and every day? Does it mean that what you said there is part of your definition of human rights and part of your approach to everyday approach or everyday implementation of the concept of the Declaration of Human Rights? And are you now telling us that human rights simply means that you have to go against the United Nations Charter, which says that when you are being killed, you should defend yourself? Because by your words and what you said in Sokoto, which you actually mean for the whole of the contraption, because anything said in Sokoto, which is the seat of power for the caliphate, to oversee the name Nigeria, which each nation is trapped under, it simply means that in the definition of human rights here, it goes against the United Nations Charter on self-defense. Because if human rights and what Guterres came to say in Sokoto means to reintegrate, which he said is going to support to reintegrate terrorists into the communities, then it simply means that he has gone against the United Nations Charter, which says that self-defense, because when terrorists come into my area, it simply means that they are a suspect. I have to take action. So any terrorist that comes into any community, the people have a right, for the fact that they have killed their people, they have the right to attack and kill them back. And Guterres is saying that we should reintegrate them. That means we should break the doctrine of the United Nations Charter and accept them in the system and give them what it means to reintegrate. Simply means give them the status that they originally have. And what is that status they originally have? The status of killing our people, which is evident or applicable to the concept of overtaking the Hausas and taking over their kingdom in 1806. And so that's what it means. That's what it means. So the same Guterres, in the context of Nigeria, human rights means something else, even if he says that it would be expressed every day and everywhere. So when it comes to everyday expression everywhere, it actually means something at a particular place and means something else somewhere else, and yet it is applicable in the sense of what they want us to believe everywhere. Are we getting the picture here? I want you to follow me seriously here, because I will not finish this today, because we have not even gotten to the main talk today. We still have much to talk about. We're going to disarm, because I want you to understand the thin line between this politics and this tricking and all of this stuff and the religion we're talking about here, so that you will know how religion came about. Now remember, religion in itself is not evil. Let me put it to you here, so you will understand. Let's get the definition of religion so that you will understand. Because when you talk about religion, like, religion could mean my way of expressing some stuff and the way I do my things. So that cannot be defined as evil based on the fact that whatever I do, if I say whatever I do, I should consider other people also, whether it actually benefits them. If I do that as my religion, if I take that fact or that doctrine as my religion, it actually does not harm anybody. And so it simply means that that religion is not harmful to anybody. But when religion becomes harmful and deprives the people of their fundamental human rights, which according to the United Nations is defined and then also breached by Guterres' approach to, because he feels we don't know what human rights, he believes that the people of Nigeria don't know what human rights is. Anyways, we'll get to that. Let's look at the definition of religion. I have to bring this to us so that, because we have been talking about religion, we keep talking about religion, and sometimes when you talk about these things, except you have to help the people to understand it basically the way it should be understood, and seeing the real definition in the dictionary, they will think that anytime you talk about religion, then it's evil. But that's why I said disarming and tackling religion. Now, tackle and to disarm, these are two different words. You disarm and you tackle. You tackling and disarming, because we have a narrative of religion that is corrupt and that is evil and that is outrightly out of place. Now, listen to the definition of religion here. The outward act, not art, act, A-C-T, or form by which men indicate their recognition of the existence of God or of gods having power over their destiny. So you see it now. That act, that outward act by which men indicate their recognition. Now, that brings us to the point here now that most of the religion out there are men's composition and design, which most of them who compose these kinds of religions design it to cage people in their own personal beliefs. That means I create an impression about religion or create an impression of what I want to believe about God. And then I create a platform in it that would put people under the spell of my creation and belief. So the mindset I have about God and the way I design it, making it unique and making it hoodwink people, or making it look attractive to the people in a way, now becomes the means of putting the people under my own way of beliefs. So now let's look at the meaning completely so that we can go critically into this and understand this. The outward act or form by which men indicate their recognition of the existence of a God and of gods having power over their destiny, to whom obedience, service, and honor are due. The feeling or expression of human love, fear, or awe of some superhuman and overruling power, whether by profession of belief, by observance of rites and ceremonies, or by the conduct of life, a system of faith and worship, a manifestation of piety, as ethical religions, monotheistic religion. Sorry, the thing is so small here. I'm not seeing it very well here. I don't know whether you can see it from there too. Natural religion, revealed religion, the religion of the Jews, the religion of idol worshippers. Now let's go to the second definition of religion here. All of these are nouns. So the definition here says specifically conformity, conformity in faith and life to the precepts inculcated in the Bible, respecting the conduct of life and duty toward God and man. Duty toward God and man, the Christian faith and practice. Now, the third one is a monastic or religious order subject to a regulated mode of life. The religious state as to enter religion. I'm still going to point it out here, because let me take this off now so we can get the fact of the last point here. Now, he says here now, strictness of fidelity in conforming to any practice as if it were an enjoined rule of conduct. Now, this actually makes us understand factually that this has to do with human expressions and human input in the affair of other people's lives. So when you come to an organized religious practice, it brings you to the notion where people who actually have a form of control and authority create a pattern that would help them put other people in or under their subjection. Now, yes, that's something that before we go into that concept of religion, because we're going to preach it more from tomorrow is Thursday, and when next time I have the opportunity, that's on Saturday, because on Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to be having Prince Ezem here. He's going to be speaking strongly on this, and then we're going to on Friday, we're going to have the Oduduwa, the alliance with the Oduduwa nation, and we're going to be speaking. They are going to be speaking with us. So on Saturday, I'm going to have time to continue on this narrative. Now, Mr. Dazan says human rights, African is part of human. That is it. So that is another part of it here now, you see. So when you talk about human rights, then you must first define who you refer as humans. So it simply means that in the context of Africa, and when he came to the contraption called Nigeria, he actually was looking at a system or a people who are not humans. And so it doesn't apply in... Oh, no voice. Please make me see. Please let me have a confirmation. Is there no voice? Let me have a confirmation. Please. Let me have a confirmation. Chuku Kadibia says no voice. Please make me let me have a confirmation so that I can refresh, because I don't want anything that I'll say to be lost. I want to have a confirmation. I see no voice there. So please, Can you talk to me? Can somebody else send a message so that I can know whether it's just maybe it is his network that actually stop it, or it is general. Let me know this, please, quickly. There is sound, okay, there is voice, okay, it's okay. So it's so Chuku Kadibia, please just check your device, maybe your network or something. Something went wrong there. We can hear you. Okay, right. All right. So now it simply means, now in this narrative of Mr. Desire now, of course, it brings something into my mind, because we have to define those who are constituted as humans and who are seen as humans, and what they mean by humans. Now, you see that, as I told you initially, that in this world we live in, it is actually the criminals that actually take the justification or the right to actually be the ones or project themselves as those who are actually on the right track. Now, Britain and the Caliphate have created a system called Nigeria, and the people are stuck under it, nations who normally should have their right, normally should have their right and their positions respected. Now, rather, they are forced to be the ones who are the ones who should actually secure and protect the interest of these ones who have kept them in that form of subjugation. So now the victim here becomes the victimized, of course. And of course, as being victimized, in your being victimized, you must see yourself as not actually being victimized, but as actually being propelled to sustain the evil of the one who keeps you down. So now, this becomes a proof of what all this narrative is all about. Now look at that Malcolm man, who is a Biafran, talking about waterways bill, when he could talk about referendum that will secure every detail, including the issue of the waterway bill. But he came all out the other day and was calling Mazi Simon Ekpa names and talking down on the concept of freedom and telling us that he's not against freedom, but he's only against how you do it. Now, how do you do it when you have those you are dealing with coming with weapons to kill you? That's the simple question we ask them. According to law, how do you do it? He calls himself a lawyer. How do you approach a situation of which someone is coming against you with weapons because you are asking for something that is rightly yours? Because you are coming to take something that is rightly yours, and the person who is resisting you from taking what belongs to you is now coming to kill you. How else do you defend yourself? By even the same contraption law or international law. This lawyer is telling us that's not how to do it. The only way to do it is to continue to join us to shout about waterway bill, about electoral act, about, they just bring one item and the other to keep you busy, one item or the other. Whereas one word referendum will solve all the items, resolve everything. One word referendum will resolve everything. But they tell you that you should just accept an action that would only temporarily make you excited as soon as you get your result. Hey, my candidate has won. Then after that, you now join them because they derive their pleasure in illegality. They are cultists. So in their cult, they enjoy the blood of the people. They enjoy sucking the blood of the people, and also they enjoy subjugating the people and taking advantage of the people, where they will be raping they'll keep the people in poverty, so that the girls will be coming after them. They'll keep having sex with them and giving them stipends. That when it is time, they use the ones they want to use for rituals. They use them for rituals, and then of course they want the system to continue that way, so that when at least anytime there is trouble, there will always be issues to sort out, issues to resolve. So they will enjoy the benefits. They keep going to courts. They keep telling you they're going to court, and just like what they use Ejiofor to do. They designed a template. He masters the template with them, and then he now fronts himself as the legal man and coming to defend the client. And then they come today, they tell you, it's adjourned today, it is tomorrow, it's going to be this, tomorrow that, this is going to happen, and we're winning. We are this and that, and you have to be only do this in high spirits. They keep giving you details that would bring money into their pockets, because the best way to make money is to keep the evil or the criminality on. And as long as Nigeria continues, they will enjoy it. They'll get the resources, they'll get the monies. Now, let's go straight to the issue of today: disarming religion. Now, remember, I've given you the definition of religion, which means that the religion, aptly put, religion is a design, a particular concept that is put together, in the name of God. A particular ceremonial procedure or religious rites, or a particular rite that actually make people, or that is designed to put people or make people behave in a particular way in their quest for God. So that is the simple definition of religion. Now let's streamline it to the interpretation of religion in the context of Nigeria. Let's bring it to the context of Nigeria. Remember, before you talk about religion in Nigeria, you must first look at the establishment called Nigeria. What is the composition of Nigeria? Now, but before I go on to this narrative, I want to play this video, very, very, very interesting video that I so much what I've been playing over and over and over and over again. And I want to talk, make it go for the second video I'm going to play together, because these are the two I'm going to play today. And then on Saturday, I'm going to continue with the issue of Iginla and Joshua, who calls himself a prophet. And then I'm going to play the two videos of that Iginla, that Joshua Iginla, who is talking about dialogue now. I'm going to play those two videos, and I'm going to give you specifically the concept of manipulation using religion through those videos. But listen to this lady, this Biafran lady, as far back as the time of the war. I want you to listen to this lady.
Of Biafra.
We've lived in the north for so many years, and the reward the Hausas could give my poor father was to kill him. He was the first man killed in the May massacre. After being chased for some few yards, they shot at him, and then when they got him, they had to slice him into two, like, when you want to slice your bread into two. A human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Did you hear that, lady? Including the so-called Nigerians here now. I know there are some of them watching. Did you hear that lady? That one that called himself Nigeria something, that came here to constitute nuisance. You see here, she's still here. I want to play that lady's video again, because this is going to end the program for today, and then we're going to continue on this narrative on Saturday. Because tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to be having his and he's going to be tackling the issue of religion also in his own way. And then on Friday, we're going to have Oduduwa Nation, 4 p.m. here also, to talk and discuss the issue of the alliance and all of that. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be here again, still by myself, to discuss the issue of dismantling and tackling religion. Oh my God, it's going to be something else on Saturday. I tell you, I promise you. But tomorrow, Prince SM is going to, you remember he continued he started with a particular narrative on Monday. 4 p.m. tomorrow. Sorry, tomorrow is going to be 1 p.m. please. I'm sorry. Tomorrow, please, it's going to be 1 p.m. because of his time. Because he's not supposed to come on Thursday, but because of his time, he's going to be here Thursday, 1 p.m. Biafra time. Oduduwa time. So please prepare your mind. Write it tomorrow. Prince Ezem Iheanacho, not Iheanacho, will be here on Thursday, tomorrow, the 5th of January 2023 by 1 p.m. Biafra time. So please prepare yourself, prepare your mind for this great exposition that will come from this great man. You would hear it clearly and very strongly. You get it, you get narrative. And then on Thursday, we're going to go back to 4 p.m. Biafra time. So on Friday, we're going to have the Oduduwa Nation here, 4 p.m. Biafra time on Friday. We're going to be discussing the issue of the alliance and what is going on and what we're doing right now, and all of that. 1 p.m. on Thursday, yes, 1 p.m. on Thursday, 1 p.m. on Thursday tomorrow, Prince Ezem Iheanacho will be here, 1 p.m. on Thursday tomorrow. So tomorrow is 1 p.m. Please don't forget, write it down, 1 p.m. Biafra Oduduwa time. And then on Saturday, on Friday, we're going to have Oduduwa Nation here by 4 p.m. on Friday, the Alliance in Focus, and you're going to have the panel here talking strongly. Prince Ezem too also will be here. That's Friday. We're also going to have Ngozi Orabweze. We're also going to have Modupe also. She's going to be here. We're going to have also Demola. These are strong people who are going to come up and be part of it. Yes, on Space. Yes, tomorrow. Oh Lord, have mercy. On Space tomorrow is going to be 10 a.m. Biafra time. Biafra Oduduwa time on Space. So normally our Space program always goes very deep, so takes time. But we'll make sure that by 12 o'clock we have rounded off. We round up and we round off also by 12 and round up by 12 p.m. Biafra time. So tomorrow, thank you so much, my brother, for much good. Thank you so much for reminding me on that to say it here. Tomorrow on Space, on Twitter Space, we're going to be there. Last time, 2 days ago or yesterday, they kicked us out. Twitter saw the kind of topic we are talking about and discussing. They decided to kick us out. I tried to come in. It refused to go in again. I was devastated. But this time around, we're going to refine the topic because we try to make it soft this time so that they don't put their eyes on us. We're going to make this topic soft. That is why you see I changed the topic to make it soft now. But we're going to discuss critical time things in it, and of course they may bring their person in to actually listen to what we're doing, but however it is, we shall go and discuss. So Twitter Space tomorrow is by 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. 12 noon, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, so that by 1 we prepare to come back here on YouTube to join Prince Ezem Iheanacho to discuss on the issue of religion. I tell you something, my people. Religion has constituted to the 95% of the problem we have. Religion has been the greatest killer of our people. Everyone who is actually killing today, whether from Biafra land or killing for the Fulani Caliphate, or whether the Stooges killing on their behalf, are actually instruments of religion. All these things are propelled by religion. All these things are propelled by religion. So we must take it seriously. This lady spoke in the prophetic, in the prophetic from the bottom of her heart, and it's so much in pain. I wonder. I'll play the video again. Yes, she spoke very, very, very much, very, very, very strong, and she spoke. This is what we call prophecy. Not all this. When you hear prophecy, she has not seen. There was, as at this time she was saying this thing. There was no sign that Biafra was going to come, because this time around they were defeated already. Biafra had been defeated when she was saying this thing. Biafra had been defeated, but she said she never saw. Iginla was already seeing the sign of Biafra. He saw Nnamdi Kanu talking. He saw all the signs before he started talking about dialogue now. Dialogue now, is it a prophecy? If you don't dialogue now, this will happen. Of course, something will happen because you must dialogue. These people are coming strongly now. They are now holding their weapons. They are ready to take their freedom. So what else do you expect? You don't need a prophet to tell you that. You don't need a prophet to tell you that. Even a small child, just like this lady said, even a small child knows that if you don't dialogue with people who are determined to get what they want to get, knowing the history of these people, you will always have a problem. You will not have a time to dialogue because they are coming out seriously. So what Iginla actually said is not a prophecy. I don't know why we thought it was a prophecy. I'm going to analyze these things in full by Saturday, 4 p.m. Biafra time. We're going to be here. I'll play the 2 videos and give you the analysis to tell you that he's an opportunist. These things are facts. We have our reasoning faculty intact. We are not Nigerians, so we are still reasoning. We are still thinking. We still think. We still reason. We still calculate. We still research. We still analyze. I'll play the lady stuff again, and that will, because I have another particular meeting, so I have to stop it here. In the next less than 15 minutes now, 15 minutes, yes, the meeting will begin. So I want to stop it here, but I'll play that lady's video again and listen to that beautiful lady, beautiful, pretty Biafra lady. I wish she's I wanted to say something now, but I won't say it now before people begin to misinterpret what I'm saying, and all of that. But I tell you, thank you so much, Mercy Wala. That man is an opportunist. You know the kind of prophecy they give. They look into the situation. They read the template. They read the situation. It's okay. Of course, this will happen along this line. This will happen, and they now come to give you prophecy, just like TB Joshua was doing. Do you know? Now, when I talk about TB Joshua, I know TB Joshua very well. He was one of the patrons to an NGO I was managing. I was the manager of that NGO. Then in the zoo, Phillips Faith Foundation in Oshodi, Toyota bus stop. That's where the office of the NGO was. As early as 2006, 2007. I was a manager of that NGO, Phillips Faith Foundation. TB Joshua was a patron. Because of that NGO, I used to go to his office. I know people close to TB Joshua very well. That man is also, he's late now, but I wonder who, those of you who come to online and say, my father, TB Joshua, and all that. That man is a killer and a criminal. He has killed so many people, he has sucked so many blood, and so much blood, not so many blood, so much blood. Hey, I am speaking authoritatively. There's a daughter of mine. When I mean daughter, that means somebody who, when you have people who are under you that you train, as a minister, as a pastor, you call them daughter. That's how they use it. That's why I don't like calling people daughter, because daughter and my son, my daughter, because now people have abused it. My son, my daughter, they use it to manipulate them. This is a young girl growing up who was in my band then. I had a music band, which I formed, around the year 1999, 2000. I formed that band as young as I was. In fact, I've had bands before I left the area and then I had this band I formed in this area now, where she was part of. This lady, the parents' mother was a strong member of TB Joshua. I don't want to say the story. This lady was killed by TB Joshua. He's late now. I wish he's alive. Dorcas. She was 16 then. Because when the mother told her to go to TB Joshua's place to stay, when TB Joshua says he wants the girl to come and stay in his place, when she came back after 2 months or 3 months, where did you go? My mom said I should go to TB Joshua. See, let me tell you, these religious people are killers. So when you see them, and you know what TB Joshua does? He has people who go to the screen, who go to watch events all over the world. Once they get the news that something just, he'll take it quickly, he'll come and do prophecy. You know, say, oh, TB Joshua said it before. Never. That's what I wanted to bring out to you guys. So I'm talking about TB Joshua now because I remember this when you said he's an opportunist, just like I mentioned, and all of that. He has a team, media team. They search, they spend money on internet. They are looking for information. Left, right, center. They are there. Their own is to get information. Quickly, they'll send it to his office. Then he'll come out quickly, and it is a prophecy. People don't know what's happening in this religious system. People don't understand this. Yes, of course, he's an occultic man. Very occultic man. But anyways, we're going to talk more on this on Saturday. I'm going to give you the story of this Dorcas. How this Dorcas was killed. Because, I've decided, as much as I've come out for Biafra freedom, there's nothing, I was telling somebody this afternoon, or this morning when we were talking, the person is here, I said, not even one person, 2 people. I said, and I've been saying this all this while. If I wanted to be a criminal, I don't need to fight for freedom. I don't need to join Biafra struggle. I have what it takes to make money in Nigeria. Do you know the kind of projects I have in Nigeria that I forfeited? I have an NGO in Nigeria called Gifted Youth Organization. So let me say this so that people not think I'm just coming to brag. I have the means of making money in Nigeria. My deal was already in the table of the Minister of State for the FCT. It's already approved, and it's just for the money to come out before lockdown and before I now joined SARS program. And then I now got, we now start running for our dear lives. That is what you think. It is not fine for me to keep quiet and then continue the business as other people are doing. Just make your money. I could do that. So for me to come into Biafra freedom, I cannot come to be a criminal in Biafra freedom. So when I see people who join Biafra and all they do is criminality and all of this stuff, I wonder, because in the first place, why did you join freedom fighting? Why not go and do the criminality in Nigeria? Because Nigeria is a criminal enclave. So when you do it there, you will be protected by the criminals. Because I had Fulani men in my team. I raised committees in different states in Nigeria. I'm talking about committees. Most of them were renowned, if I mention the name, renowned movie stars. They were in my committee. In Abuja, I had a committee, movie stars in that committee. One of the patrons, somebody I appointed for patron, I've forgotten his name now. He died last year. Not last year, 2 years ago. That's 2001. Just died recently. I've forgotten his name now. Chief. Let me not mention his name. The one that has gray hair all over. Very popular and he's a veteran, a movie veteran. He was a patron of my project. A patron of my project before he died. He was still, when I went to Abuja, we were using his car. He was going around with us to meet some people. He was taking us to places. We used this car also to go to places. My office is in Abuja. We say two. So if I want to make money in Nigeria, if I want to stay in criminality, I'll stay in Nigeria, not come to Biafra struggle to do criminality. Not come to Biafra struggle. Why would I join Biafra struggle and become a criminal? So if you talk about religion, we're going to talk about it more. So let me play that lady. Very beautiful lady, yet a prophet. This is a prophet.
Of Biafra.
We've lived in the north for so many years, and the reward the Hausas could give my poor father was to kill him. He was the first man killed in the May massacre. After being chased for some few yards, they shot at him, and then when they got him, they had to slice him into two, like, when you want to slice your bread into two. A human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Oh my, there's nothing I love now more than this lady. I don't know how you feel. There's nothing. This is courage. This is prophet. This is a prophetess. This is what we call courage. This is what we call. He said, we will fight to the last man. You know why? Biafra will come. So because we know it will come, we will fight to the last man. This was after war, and everything was looking terrible. He spoke it confidently that Biafra will come. He had the foresight, the insight, and the hindsight of the whole matter. This is Mrs. Adada says, I know exactly what you want to talk about when I wanted to say. Yes, that is what I wanted to say. You know what? I love courageous ladies and I love intelligent ladies. If she was now, maybe I'll just propose to her now and marry her. If she was in this present generation, that's what I would say. I know this is the kind of ladies you can get as a wife. These are the kind of people we need in Biafra. Honestly, intelligent, brilliant, knowledgeable, audacious. They know their onions. They know what they want. They know what is true. They know what is true. They're intelligent. They can analyze situations. They can speak courageously. Go and get some. Look at you see all these ones who call themselves intellectual in Nigeria. All these ones, all their you see this one come election. That one come. Look at the wife of Dimojuku talking about election. Look at the other one they call Amanda also. Nigeria. Oh, you look at cowards. Oh. Mercy, Wala. You say, ha, I love what I'm hearing. May we have, she sounds more, I like what you said here. She sounds like Onyendu. It is through this lady that Onyendu got his courage, honestly. Because she sounded exactly like Onyendu, the same way Onyendu will speak. She sounded that way. Oh, Lord have mercy. This makes me happy. I wish we have ladies coming out on the internet, speaking like, coming out to speak, not in right typing on the internet, coming out to speak like this, courageously all over the nations of the world, from Biafra land. On this note, I'm going to end this broadcast here. Honestly, I already have 2 minutes left to go into the next meeting. So please, pardon me. On Saturday, I'll join you here. We're going to discuss more on this, and I'm going to play this lady. I'll keep playing this lady's video so that it will bring courage in our people, especially those men who are behaving like Atoro. Please, that's something that's annoying me. Honestly, I sometimes you get pissed about some people when you look at them. They think betrayal is going to pay them. I love you all, please. We'll meet tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time. Prince Ezemi here Nacho will be here to speak. And on Friday, we're going to have, Oduduwa Nation being here and we speak. And also on Saturday, I'll be here 4 p.m. We're going to be talking more on this. Thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining. Please share this video. Share it all over the nations of the world. Thank you so much. Morrison Wala, good night. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the wish of a good night. Thank you so much. I love you all. Please share and like this video. When you like it, people will now see that this video contains something and they will want to watch it, because when they see enough like, they will also want to be part of it. We are many of her. Okay, Mazin, what you could say is we are many of her. Okay, all right. I think we're going to discuss this matter of this lady tomorrow. On our Twitter space, we're going to discuss the courage. Oh my God. Oh my God. Mr. Dada says she said something. She said she is my type of person, but I am married though. Lord have mercy. You're my mama, so so I know, of course, you are my mother, so definitely. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God, I like this. Yes, I like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you all, please. I appreciate you all. Let's just go on. And please, I will not have time to read more messages because of the next meeting. I'm even seeing the prompting here. The next meeting is beginning. So please, I appreciate you all and I love you all. Please, and we are going to meet on Saturday on this narrative, 4 p.m. Tomorrow on Twitter Space, 10 a.m. Biafra time. Join us there. We're going to be discussing more of this kind of courage, I think we have to change that topic and discuss this kind of thing, and all of that, and see how we're going to get ourselves, to equip ourselves with courage, according to the order of Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. Be strong and of good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. So we're going to look at that, and of course we're going to move on this. So I say I love you all. I appreciate you all. Join me tomorrow and we'll be here. God bless you all, and God bless you real good.